Nothing prepared me for the news that a baby I desperately wanted would not survive. Because of Ted Cruz's abortion ban, I was forced to leave my state to get life-saving care. Ted Cruz wanted me to wait until that baby died in my womb or died in my arms. I just can't stay silent anymore. Colin Allred will keep government out of women's medical decisions. Colin Allred knows that the conversation between a woman and her doctor is sacred and private.
That's a new campaign ad in one of the most watched Senate races in this election cycle. Democrats are hoping Congressman Colin Allred can flip Texas blue and send incumbent Senator Ted Cruz packing in November. Congressman Allred is doubling down on reproductive rights in Texas in the wake of the state's near-total abortion ban currently in effect. Two recent polls in Texas show Cruz leading Allred by just 2 percentage points. It's close. And Congressman Allred joins us now. Thank you very much, Congressman, for being on the show. Looking at that ad, I take it abortion is playing a big role in your campaign and in this election. What are you hearing on the campaign trail?
Well, it is playing a big role, Mika, because it's a huge issue for us here in Texas. And Austin, who was in that ad, she is a dear friend of mine. She's a wonderful person. She's an OBGYN herself. Her husband is an OBGYN, and she's a multi-generation Texan. And she grew up near me in Dallas, and she had to leave her state to get the care she needs. And this is a story that's playing out every single day here in our state. And Ted Cruz is singularly responsible for this abortion ban. He put the judges on the district courts, the circuit courts, and the Supreme Court who did this. He also backed, often in primaries, the state legislators who passed these bans at the state level. When he called for these bans, he supported them, and he actually wants to go further and ban things like IVF and access to certain forms of birth control. And so this is having horrific consequences here in Texas. So it's a huge political issue. It's also a deeply personal one.
Hi, Colin, it's Molly Jong-Fast. I wanted to ask you a question about sometimes in red states, like what we saw in Kansas with Governor Brownback, that a red state that is pushed too far will sometimes revolt. And again, Democrats have hoped that the state is becoming more purple. But there is also a phenomenon where a red state just says it's enough from, So talk to me about what you're seeing on the ground as you're running for Senate there.
Yeah. Well, as you know, Molly, I say that we're a non-voting state, and we have to change that. But it is true that Texans are waking up to just how extreme the rhetoric that Ted Cruz of his over the last 12 years is now that it's becoming law and policy. And it's playing out in such a personal way for so many different Texans. And in many ways, the Democratic National Convention was about what was happening in Texas. It was about women's reproductive rights being taken away. It was about that we have to have a secure border where Ted Cruz has prevented us from doing that. And so Texans are waking up that we don't have to have a senator that we're embarrassed by. We get a new one who has been the most bipartisan Texan in Congress, one who has a record of getting things done, one who was raised by a single mom here, went to our public schools, made it to Baylor in the NFL, and wants to serve our entire state instead of spending his time pitting us against each other.
Congressman, good morning. You just briefly touched upon the border. Let's go a little deeper on that. I mean, immigration, of course, a signature issue this campaign. And you mentioned the DNC, and that was a moment where, in earnest, Democrats, led by Vice President Harris, said, look, we had a bill. We're ready to sign the bill. Let's make this law. It was Donald Trump who told Republicans to scuttle it. Is that resonating there in Texas? Talk to us about the state of play just at the border in terms of crossings and how people feel about it.
Yeah. Well, listen, my family's from Brownsville, Texas. That's the very tip of Texas. My grandfather was a customs officer there. That's where my mom and my aunt were born and raised. I spent a lot of my childhood there, and I was just in the Valley. And I can tell you that folks are tired of Ted Cruz coming down and treating the Valley like he's on a safari. You know what you do on safari? You put on your outdoor clothing and you go see the sights. You look through your binoculars, and then you leave and you do nothing about it because it's not your responsibility. Well, that's how he comes down to South Texas. He comes down, he points out problems, he puts on his outdoor clothing, he wants to look tough, and then he goes back to D.C. and he stops legislation that would have brought $20 billion for border security. And no state would have gotten more of that than Texas. No state would have benefited more than that from Texas. And so for a Texas senator, that should have been a top priority. We have to have one who will do that, and that's what I'll do. We know he won't.
All right.
Democratic candidate for Senate in Texas, Congressman Colin Allred. Thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you,